It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga, run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, boy, don't make me split your onion. Ayy, let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga, run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, boy, don't make me split your onion. Got the chalice on my plate, got a palace in the A. Check the balance in my bank, hitting follies with my bae, yeah. Step aerobics like it's valleys with the weight. I'm in Cali for the day, through the valley in the bay. I'm a rap star, black boy, got on fully. Flat out bully, keep a couple stacks in my hoodie. I'm a saint to the game, get you out like Scully. Got a boss chick with me like passport cutty. Flipping the cash flow, give me the bag, sit in the class, so learning the game, fuck the fame. Get you a pen in the pad, bro, been in the lab, bro. I don't see nobody on my level. Johnny Cochran, I don't settle, keep my foot up on that pedal. Ayy, let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga, run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, boy, don't make me split your onion. Ayy, let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga, run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, boy, don't make me split your onion. Ayy.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this Tuesday. Hey, man, got a couple quick updates before we get into today's show. Number one, for those of y'all that have been aware of, my channel getting struck due to that Fighting Irish freestyle from Drake, man, Web Sheriff. We still on your motherfucking ass, but hey, it has been cleared. I did send an appeal into YouTube. When you send in an appeal, they got 10 days to respond with legal action or it will be cleared. So that 10 days has subsided. We are now clear. We no longer have a strike on the J Nolan channel on the Inside the Industry show. So that is amazing, to get that off my back. So I greatly appreciate those of y'all that were encouraging me, like, yo, send that appeal in and let them know what's good. So we've got that off. Also, y'all know I had my video yesterday speaking on Hitter J3 and the academics, the DJ that don't spin situation. And, I basically gave out a fair share of, accountability to everybody involved for the situation. I definitely had a lot to say about the DJ that don't spin. I had a little bit to say about Low 5, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really feel like he's all that relevant, but he has stirred up some problems. But I also had some messages for Hitter J3 because I like him. I think he's talented. I think he's got potential. I think he has a career ahead of him, especially being on the top album of 2024 coming into 2025. It's still out here buzzing. People are still supporting. Tell him Hitter did it is a big thing. And, I had a couple folks, I would say 95% of people that saw that video were in support of what I was saying. We actually had an appearance from Hitter J3 in the comments, and he says, respect and love, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't defensive. He took it in stride, said respect and love. I appreciate that. That's all I can ask for, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell that grown man what to do with himself, his life, or his endeavors, but I just encourage more out of him because I think he has more potential. I think he has more to see, more life to live, and more of a career to be had for him moving forward. He's in a prime position. A lot of people would give up a limb or an internal organ to be in the position that he is with a verse on a Kendrick Lamar album. And we're talking about an artist who does not have a crazy amount of features on his discography. You know what I'm saying? He has features for other people, but not his solo catalog. So I appreciate Hitter J3 coming out and checking the video. I wasn't expecting it. I even said it in my video. I didn't expect nobody to see my video in terms of anybody that I spoke about. But I appreciate him stopping through and showing love. You know what I mean? Salute. Now, let's get into today's show. We're going to be talking about DJ Mustard. He's got a new interview with the Grammys, talking about Not Like Us, producing on GNX, how some of these records came together. And of course, he's also nominated for Producer of the Year at the Grammys, which of course is going to be airing in just a few days. So I'm going to share my screen for my book club folks out there. Y'all know we get on here, we'll read the actual text to an interview. Sometimes that's not the fun thing to do. I know a lot of people don't go out there and read themselves. Hey, that's on you. But over here, we will read it, get into the context, and we're going to talk about some other things for Kendrick in store for the Super Bowl as well in this video additionally, but we're going to address this first and then we'll get there. Cool? Cool. All right, so we're on the Grammys website. Producer of the Year nominee Mustard talks not like us, Kendrick, and always being a 10. Okay, Mustard has been faithfully planting seeds in hip-hop and R&B for years, and at the 2025 Grammys is seeing the fruits of his labor. The LA native reflects on his nominations and the impact of wildfires on his hometown, which is another subject that we'll be addressing in this video additionally. Okay, of course, the show will be airing live on CBS this Sunday, also Paramount Plus. We'll see how the show goes. They've been talking about a special guest that has yet been unnamed. Beyonce will be there. A bunch of others will be there. I wonder if the unnamed character might be Kendrick. We know Doechie's going to be taking the stage for sure. That was confirmed a couple days ago. So I'm not going to read like the preface here. We're going to get right to the interview. All right. So they say you've shared before that the name of your record label 10 Summers was inspired by a Rick Ross lyric and your lucky number tied to your birthday, your sister's, and your mother's. Now that it's officially been 10 summers in the game, is there a new milestone you're aiming for? He says, I try to take it day by day because honestly these days, I don't know what's coming next. Sometimes I look at what's happening and think I can't believe this is real, so I don't set limits or put a cap on it. It's really just about striving to be the best I can be every single day. They say, why only 10 summers? Why not 100? Why not 200? Why not forever? He says, when you're younger, you don't really think about things in the long term, which is a fucking fact. 10 years feels like forever, so you're not thinking about changing something after that or wondering why not make it 100 years. You think about young people, someone in their 20s, they see someone 34 and they might look at that as older to them. I just thought if I could be on for 10 summers, then I should be able to make a living and take care of my family. That's why I stopped at 10, and I think he's done an excellent job of taking that from just making a living and going to even further heights, you know, so much so that even in the issues of taking care of his family, you know, the divorce and the custody battle he's in, I mean, he's giving up a nice chunk of money on a monthly basis based on his success, right? They say, I have to ask you about TV Off. In previous interviews, you mentioned sending Kendrick Lamar beats every day. Was this included in one of your beat packages? Whose idea was it to scream your name? He says, even after Not Like Us, I continue still to this day. So he's still sending them 5 or 6 beats a day. You want to talk about dedication for y'all producers out there, man? This man has been sending Kendrick Lamar 5 to 6 beats a day for as long as we can estimate, at least a year. Right? So you talk about dedication, talk about like wanting to be a part of a movement and wanting to get on. I'm not saying that, you know, doing something like that would always be welcomed, but having that drive always is welcome though. Right? He says, we have this folder where I just drop new stuff in. The first half of TV Off and the second half are 2 different beats that he connected. So the way that song was formatted was not the original format of the beat, because these are two separate beats, which of course Kendrick Lamar is known for doing. TDE as a whole, all of their artists are known for creating, you know, 2-part songs and having the second half going to a beat switch transition. Typically the second half is normally the harder side to a lot of the tracks that they do, but you know, it's dope to get a little bit of insight. He says these are 2 different beats that he connected. I didn't send it to him like that. It was just like out of those 5 beats, he picked 2. He says, I didn't hear the song until it came out. I had heard Hey Now during the Not Like Us video shoot. He played me a snippet. I asked him, man, what made you do that? And he said, when I heard the beat, I just felt like Goku or something. I was like, what? And he explained, yeah, when I hear certain shit on your beats, it brings out something else in me. So I just did whatever I felt. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Now, some people have mistaken this quote for talking about Hey Now. I think that in the midst of the conversation, you got to remember this is text. So the conversation is not flowing exactly how it flowed in person. and you know how people's mindset drifts off and it comes back, and then you could give context on something you said a couple minutes ago, but you didn't necessarily, say exactly, I'm going back to TV off. I think he's talking about TV off here because of the muster. He went goddamn Super Saiyan 3. For those of y'all that know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he gives a little bit of that. And it's interesting to know that by the time that Not Like Us came out, there was already a version of Hey Now that was already, being heard. So clearly, all of that music was being made around the same time. He says, you didn't know Not Like Us was coming out. You were on your way to a baby shower, and suddenly you received messages from people telling you that Kendrick Lamar had dropped another song. How long ago did you make that beat before it was released? He says his manager's birthday was April 7th, and that track was made on his birthday. I remember it because it was the last beat I made before heading to his dinner. I remember Kendrick replying saying, this one is crazy, but I didn't think it was the craziest out of the pack. Later on, his team asked about the sample in it or something like that, so I knew he had rapped over it, but I didn't know it was Not Like Us. People always ask for samples, and sometimes they can't clear them, so it doesn't come out. The sample is from the same jazz player Monk Higgins sampled in TV Off. It's the same band playing different songs, which most of us have already deduced. We've already had folks come out and talk about the samples from Not Like Us and TV Off and what have you, so we knew that. But, of course, for those that don't, now you know, same band. They say, how do you balance being a CEO and an artist, especially when it's album time? He says, I'm not sure I fully mastered the balance yet with LMA and even Amira. When I'm working on their album, I'm only working on their album. I can't really do two things at once with anything I do, so I try to manage my time. But when it's Ella's time, it's all about her. I don't do anything else outside of her music. I want to give her my full, undivided attention. I try to do that with all my artists, but Ella and I just have a rhythm. Shout out to LMA. After your 2019 album Perfect 10, there was a significant break before you released Faith of a Mustard Seed. Why did it take so long to release your next album, and what was your mindset during those 5 years? He says, I was definitely overthinking a lot. And with me being a bit of a perfectionist, I had a clear vision of how I wanted it to sound. That was one of the challenges. On top of that, I switched labels, and then COVID hit, which threw everything off. I started working on this album before COVID, and it just became a lot. But I don't think it'll take me another 5 years to release another one. I'll never do that again. And as it was revealed last year, Mustard is now an art. He's signed to BMG, and BMG is a major publishing company. So he does not have a traditional label, although I'm sure they paid him handsomely to go over there so that they could run both his publishing catalog and distribute his music. So I'm sure they paid him a really good amount of money, especially coming, I'm sure he at this point has probably renegotiated some bread after Not Like Us hit the way that it did. Because they are a publishing company, and when you hit benchmarks, you can negotiate more bread. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mustard on that. I know he got a lot of flack for not selling with his album the way that it could have last year, but it wasn't properly promoted or marketed, again, because he's downsized to a more of a boutique label. BMG is not known as a huge record label. They are specializing in exploiting the publishing side of your music, which means that you can get a lot of sync licenses, a lot of placements in TV, film, radio, ads, things of that nature, but they may not have the capital to like put you on billboards. I mean, they have the money to do it, but they probably won't, right? Anyway, we'll keep going. They say, how does it feel to be nominated for Producer of the Year, especially for a select body of work that made such a big impact? He says, all these awards mean a lot to me, but Producer of the Year feels really special. If I win that one, I don't know what I'll do. Probably cry or something. Last year, I was just trying to get Kendrick on my album, and now we've got one of the biggest songs ever together. Nobody could have told me this day would play out like this. I just contributed to God, staying on the right path and being a good person, and it's all coming back tenfold. They say, do you feel pressure to stick to the formula that made you famous? And do you feel that pressure from the West Coast, especially LA fans? He says he doesn't feel pressure because if you think about Faith of a Mustard Seed, it's not the usual turned up ratchet mustard. It's a conceptual album, a story where I'm rapping, stepping out of the box, and diving deeper into production. It's not just me making tracks that I can do with my eyes closed. That project took time and it took a whole lot out of me to create something of that caliber. I focus on what I think is best and what I know people will like. At the end of the day, I know who I am. If you like it, cool. If not, fast forward. That's what I be telling people with these videos too. You don't like what I'm talking about, bruh? Hey, it's all good. I am not made for everybody. I am not a cookie cutter ass nigga, okay? I am not that, okay? I am not your Christmas cookie. So, as much as I encourage y'all to like and share, you don't have to stay if I don't fit the cookie cutter that you're looking for. All right? They say, what does your team look like these days and how do you create? He says, when I had a lot of people, like a big team helping with music, I just wasn't as productive as it is now. He says he's on a full schedule. I get up in the morning, work out at 7, play tennis at 10, in the studio by 2. I might call producer Sean Momberger and say, hey, can you chop me up some samples? Or I might ask someone else, hey, just give me some keys. When Sean sent me the sample for Not Like Us, I was in the studio alone and did the whole thing solo. I think I'm working better now because I'm challenging myself to actually go in and make 5 beats a day. Even if it's 4, I tell myself you might not think it's the best, but Kendrick might. So I'm in the studio every day making beats, no engineer, nobody, just me, the mixing board, and the speakers. And let's keep in mind here, there is a rumored Kendrick Lamar album that could be dropping sometime soon. Could be dropping, there was a 211 in progress. They put that out there. Could be 211. I don't know. We'll just have to wait around and see. But there could be another Kendrick Lamar album on the way at some point this year. I would not be surprised if we get more collaborations between himself and Mustard moving forward because they seem to be in a groove. And of course, again, Mustard is sending him 5-6 beats a day. You best believe out of 5 to 6 a day on a weekly basis, he gonna drop something on one of them motherfuckers. If he's sending you down there 40 beats a week, yeah, it's gonna be a couple that get laid down. Now, in other Kendrick Lamar news, other Super Bowl related news, they're saying there's this guy named Randall Williams who came out and he is saying, and I'm only saying this allegedly because nobody knows what Kendrick is going to do. He never tells the right what the left hand is going to be involved with. But he says there are some folks wondering if Kendrick Lamar will do an interview during Super Bowl week. And sources tell me the answer to that question is yes. Now, I don't know who his sources are or who this man really is all that well to give him the benefit of the doubt. But this is something that's circulating. Actually, he works for Bloomberg. Okay, so he works for the site Bloomberg, which take that with whatever. He says, yes, K-Dot will be doing an interview next Thursday, February 6th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, right? And typically that would be with Apple Music since they are the sponsor of the show, the halftime show. So let's just keep an eye out. And if February 6th comes and there's no interview, we'll know that this was cap. He says this is the standard for nearly all Super Bowl halftime show performers. Maroon 5's interview was canceled in 2019. He says, I don't know what? I don't think people have ever wanted to hear from an artist more at this press conference than folks want to hear from Kendrick, but y'all tell me. Okay? So the standard so much has been every artist that takes the Super Bowl halftime stage does a pre-Super Bowl interview and it gets released. So we'll see. It would be nice because we haven't really heard from Kendrick outside of the Harper's Bazaar text interview with SZA. We get a couple quotes here and there. If you tune into like Back on Fig, you'll see them speak about Kendrick. You watch Community, they may speak about Kendrick. You could watch MacWap TV. He'll speak about Kendrick, and you may be able to, put pieces together from different quotes and text exchanges and conversations that they'll delve into and not give a lot of information. But we have not really heard anything directly from him in some time. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he comes out, speaks, gets on camera, does a actual visual interview for us to press play on rather than read some shit. But I hope he does because people have been waiting, and hopefully when he does, hopefully there's nothing that's like off limits to speak on. But just keep in mind, this is for the Super Bowl. They're not going to go crazy. Okay. In addition to that, there's also a Super Bowl Kendrick Lamar merchandise collection that just got announced today. And these items will be going on sale shortly. So let me know what y'all think of this. So we've got Kendrick Lamar tapping Willie Chavaria for Super Bowl halftime collection featuring K. Lamar satin bombers, lyrical TV off graphic hoodies, lightweight practice jerseys, and more. We'll go ahead and just pull these up. So this is the collection here. You see the hoodie, Super Bowl. You got the these t-shirts here. You got the jacket there. And then you got another t-shirt here. And that's G National written on the shirt. It's also in the back of the jacket as well. G National, Grand National Tour. So this is kind of like Super Bowl and tour merch. Look, that's what it looks like anyway. This is a close-up on the jacket and the t-shirt. Right? They got the shorts there too. Coming for the spring already. And then you got the bomber with the G National on the back, right? Wonder what type of price range we looking at for these joints. So they say Willie Chavaria takes no days off. Just as the press was beginning to settle on his brilliant Paris Fashion Week debut, the Mexican-American designer gave the industry another reason to publish his name in bold text. An upcoming ready-to-wear collaboration with Kendrick Lamar tied to his upcoming Super Bowl halftime performance. The duo, who first connected 2 years ago when the GNX rapper sported Chavaria's designs on the Big Steppers tour, makes sense, has crafted a limited edition collection of fan-inspired gear to celebrate the monumental show. Notably, the collaboration is a three-way partnership between the NFL, Lamar's PG Lang, and Chavaria. The honorary lineup's hero piece is a slightly cropped balloon-sleeved satin jacket with K. Lamar embroidery on the chest and G National lettering, winking to Lamar's forthcoming Grand National Tour with SZA later this year on the back. Elsewhere, the collection houses lightweight practice jerseys and drawstring mesh shorts, as well as Super Bowl hoodies and t-shirts with Felipe Merida design graphics featuring Kendrick Lamar's TV off lyrics, foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it on the body. The Willie Chavaria Kendrick Lamar collection will become available to shop online on Wednesday, as in tomorrow. Proceeds from the collection will be donated to organizations and individuals impacted by the LA fires. Prices will range from $55 to $750. $750. Take a look at the lineup in the gallery above. God damn, homie. Sheesh. Shit, well, let me see what I can get for the 55. What that gonna be, the t-shirt? 55. God. But I do appreciate the fact that they're going to be donating the proceeds from the merch collection to those that have been impacted by the LA fires, because a lot of people have been impacted. That shit was crazy. You know, finally getting a little bit of relief due to the rainfall out there, which is long overdue. It's sad that it took that long, but with the climate we live in today, it's unpredictable. You just don't know what's going to happen next. But once again, you know, much love and respect to everybody out there in LA and everybody that either was negatively impacted or has a family member, loved one, friend, or whatever that has also been impacted. All right. Not going to stay here too long. Just want to give y'all a quick update, talk about this, get in, get out. Yeah, at this point, about to sign out. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.